Friends, this is a day which the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome tonight to Decatur Presbyterian Church. My name is Todd Speed. Many of you know me, but not all. I'm the senior pastor here, and we've had a great week. I've enjoyed every morning seeing the smiling faces of these kids and welcoming many of you at the carpool, and it's just been a wonderful week. And let me tell you, you have some wonderful children here. With all that's going on in the world, any problems or negativity out there, when I greet these kids in the morning, there's a lot of great things happening with these families of these children. So congratulations to y'all, because y'all are doing a fantastic job with raising these kids. The kids have been wearing name tags all week, and tonight we have some name tags for the parents, and they are on a table right there by the classroom where y'all dropped off the kids, and the name tags have the children's name under it where you can write your name in above. And we want you to write your name in and notice the kids on the other parents' name tags. Your kids have connected to some friends this week, some new friends and old friends, and we'd love for y'all to connect with each other and get to know each other. We have a variety of folks here tonight. We have church members and preschool kids and friends of the church and friends of friends, and so we'd love for y'all to connect with each other, especially if your kids have made some new friends this week. We'd love for y'all to make those connections. Let me say this, especially for those who are visiting, you are always welcome at Decatur Presbyterian Church. We've got a summer series in worship on why church, and we're asking some of those basic questions of why do we do church? And that came home today with you with the T-shirts. In August, we'll kick off children's choir with Miss Mac, and everybody loves singing with Miss Mac, and you can come and sing with Miss Mac every Wednesday night starting in August. And so we want to invite you to do that and all that programming. We're going to get started in just a second here. I want to let you know we are live streaming this. We live stream every Sunday. It's on our YouTube channel. You can find this performance on the YouTube channel after this, so don't feel the pressure to record everything. It'll be right there on the YouTube channel for you and grandparents and aunts and uncles in another town. They can watch it anytime. A couple words of thanks. We'll say a little more at the end, but this Bible music camp's been going on for a long time, and Lori MacMahan and Miche Baskett have been part of that for a long time. They've helped make this happen this week. Lori's our children's choir director. Miche Baskett is a volunteer extraordinaire. And this year, Nicole Jiskoot has stepped in to direct the camp with them. Nicole is our seminary intern. She spent the entire year with us as a seminary intern and has stepped in on a part-time basis to help direct the camp. While Emily Wilmishire, our associate pastor, has been on maternity leave, and Juliet is with us here tonight. It's so good to see them. They are having, yay for Juliet. She's having a wonderful maternity leave, and hopefully getting some sleep, she and Drew. But we're glad y'all are here, and we're glad. It's a good sign of Emily's leadership that this camp came off without a hitch, even with her being on maternity leave. Having said all that, I'll now welcome forward Nicole Jiskoot to begin the program.
I also, before I go up, so the program will actually start when I go up to the pulpit. But first I wanted to explain a couple of things. This is the first time, as Pastor Todd said, that we've had BAM camp since the COVID pandemic. So the past few years has been Compassion Camp, which is also really awesome, but a little different, maybe a lot different from BAM camp. And so as you see the T-shirts up top, those are from some previous BAM camps that we've had. This year's BAM camp is not a separate program. It is a montage of some of the best of previous year's programs. And so you've got in your bulletin, you'll see some of the titles: 100% Chance of Rain, Jonah, David and the Giants, and The Three Trees, The Tale of the Three Trees. Also, just really quickly, I want to make sure that you remember to pick up your children at the parlor classroom, the same place that you dropped them off, and as Pastor Todd said, fill out your name tag. And so now we will get started. made the heavens and the earth. God made the day and the night. God made the seas and the land. God made the plants and the animals. Then God made humanity. And God said, it was all good. Then humanity tried to be like God. They disobeyed God. They took matters into their own hands. Over time, people became wicked in the ways they taught and acted. God was not a happy camper. Something had to be done. Enter Noah. God promised to save Noah and his family if Noah would build an ark for himself and the animals of the world. Then, when the rain stopped and the water receded, God promised to never flood the earth again. But this isn't a story of a crowded boat, a faithful man, or even of second chances. This is God's story, and God is a God who keeps his promises. Generations passed, and the people of the earth multiplied. People split into countries ruled by kings and their armies. God's people, the Israelites, had a mighty enemy called the Philistines, and they were looking for a fight. Unfortunately, the wrong side was the strongest side. The Philistines brought out their strongest, bravest, fiercest warrior to challenge God's people. Even without his sandals and helmet, he was a whopping 9.5 feet tall. His name was Goliath. No one in their right mind would risk fighting this giant. But a small shepherd boy named David wasn't in his right mind. He didn't sit down and weigh his options. He didn't wait on the sidelines for someone else to step up. David summoned up the gifts God had given him, gifts of faith, hope, and love, and hollered, "Where's my sling?" David knew in his heart that anything is possible with God. Well, David might be a man after God's own heart, but not all those called to do God's work in the world are happy about it. Some even run from it. But a story like that one has got to be one whale of a tale. That's right. God told Jonah to go and warn the people of Nineveh to stop their evil deeds or else. Yet Jonah disobeyed God and tried to sail away in the opposite direction. This time, God kept his promise. He did not send a flood. Instead, God sent a storm to get Jonah's attention, and it worked. While the sailors were just about to give up hope of surviving, Jonah told them that it was his fault they were in this mess. They should throw him out if they wanted to live. So they did. They threw him right overboard. Talk about taking things into your own hands. Well, Jonah, that can't be good. Well, Jonah had a lot of time, 3 whole days, in fact, to sit in the deep, dark belly of that whale and think about what he had done. It was the longest, stinkiest timeout in history. Finally, the whale spat Jonah out onto dry land. This time, Jonah did what God told him to do. He went to Nineveh to give them the message of God's love and forgiveness. Sure enough, the people listened and changed their wicked ways. Jonah realized what God had been trying to tell him all along. God has a plan. God does indeed have a plan, but it is so easy to expect that God's plan is the same as our own. Nowhere is that better illustrated than in the tale of the 3 trees, a story in which 3 trees dream of what they may one day become.
What we can be.
The first tree dreamed of being turned into a treasure chest filled with silver and jewels so that a wealthy lord could lift its lid and admire all his riches. The second tree dreamed of being the mast of a great ship, sailing with a mighty fleet, strong and powerful. The third tree dreamed of growing tall and strong, with branches that reached up in prayer, pointing everyone to heaven. In time, the 3 trees were cut down. The first tree was sent to a carpenter's shop and was turned not into a chest of riches, but into a feeding box for animals. The second tree was taken to a dockyard and was turned not into the mast of a great ship, but into the bench on a small fishing boat. The third tree, which dreamed of reaching toward heaven, was discarded as flawed and useless wood in a lumber yard. Years passed, and then one day a young man and his new bride entered a stable where the first tree rested, offering food to the animals. The woman gave birth to her son, wrapped him in cloth, and laid him down in the feeding box. Truly, the first tree held the greatest treasure of all. More years passed, and then one day a young teacher stepped into a boat where the second tree remained anchored as a bench. After a long day of teaching the crowds, the teacher laid down on the bench and slept so deeply not even a violent storm could wake him. Was to raise his arm high as he commanded the waves to be still. Truly, the second tree was the foothold for the King of Kings. And what of the third tree? Well, one day, soldiers found that tree and laid it across the back of an innocent man who struggled to the top of a tall hill. God's love changes everything. It has the power to renew us when the rains come. It strengthens us when we face our own giants. It guides us home when we try to turn and go our own way. It transforms the dreams we dream. And it gives us peace when we come to the end of our stories. God's love is with us always.
Waiting for the plan. Can it be this wounded man? So look up to heaven, for the tree is pointed there. Dreams, we all have dreams. What we can be, what we can do. Lord, with all we are, we pray that our dreams will lead us to what we can be, what we do, Lord, with all we are. We pray that our dreams will lead us to you. Will lead us to you.
While we're offering thanks, it takes a lot of hands to make light work, and it took a lot of people to make this happen beyond our three directors. If you had anything to do with making this week happen, from donating to giving to being here all week, please stand up and be recognized. Everett, let's give them a round of thanks. Let's go ahead. We've got some special gift to our directors from Miche. So kids and parents, I want to close with the blessing, the benediction I offer most every Sunday. And after we close, we'll go downstairs, and those who stood up, you've got a gift down there on the table. There's a gift for the teenage helpers. There's a gift for the adults who helped. So make your way downstairs. And again, parents, there's a round table that has your name tags on it. We want you to find your kid's name, put your name on it, and you can connect with each other and on the way downstairs, and we'll have a good time of fellowship in the fellowship hall. Just follow the crowd. Hey guys, go in peace. Go forth into the world in the summer in peace, with the love of Christ in your heart. Be patient in any trouble. Let your hope keep you joyful, and pray at all times. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. And love your neighbor just as you love yourself. And as you go, know that the strong and sure love of God, the amazing grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the strengthening and comforting presence of the Holy Spirit will be with you always. May all God's people say,